Okay, time to get moving. Operation has commenced. Just gotta, yep, here we go. YouTube says the internet can totally see you now. Okay, thanks YouTube. Ooh, it's giving me another red thing though. Not too sure about that. Also not too sure about my throat right now. There we go. There's the starting stream cough. Might get a second one here too. There we go. Much better. Kind of. Not really. Ah, hello, Mr. Liam. I've been expecting you. Yeah, about to get started up here. Let's go on ahead and oh, wait a sec. I misplaced one of my tabs on my second monitor. I have no clue where it went. Oh, there it is. There we go. Let's get some music going. Let's get some Zelda going. There we go. Give me a moment. I'm just gonna tell some of my friends what I'm up to. Oh, hang on a sec. I have friends? Yes, I do have friends. Yeah, I joined. I'm just sending something out here quickly to the Twitter and the Discord stuff. I'm just waiting for it. There we go. Looking for the right link to copy and paste in the correct locations. You didn't know? You hope you're one of them? Well, you are a friend, but you're not one of the friends that I am messaging out currently. Mostly because you're already here. Hang on a sec. Hey, Liam, I did send you a message over Facebook, and if you have a question about it, talk to me later. I just had something I was going to mention to you about, but let me just quickly do it, and hang on a sec. And there we go. Yeah, so tonight we're going to be doing some finishing touches on Postal Knights because it's getting super close to being finished, but not quite. Hang on a sec. Having trouble finding what I'm trying to find. Here we go. There you go. What do I want to ask you? Just not something. I'd rather not talk about over this stream if you don't mind. Yeah, here we go. So we are all good and ready to go. So this right here is where a lot of the magic is going to be happening tonight. So first of all, I'm finishing up one of the last cutscenes here. So what's going on in this scene here? This is a character development cutscene, as well as a mini tutorial on how to teach you how to use items. So, oh, iCursor is getting confused. There we go. So what's going on here is that Jita, the best archer out of everyone, is teaching some of the other characters how to use a bow. Actually, she's teaching Lexina, who hasn't done any archery stuff, how to use it, and you just happen to be there. So it's kind of a tutorial, but kind of not. But it's also like a friendly competition sort of thing. Now, what am I needing to do? So, let's call it this. So what I'm doing here is I'm setting up essentially like a little mini game where you get 10 arrows and you have to hit these targets as many times as possible with your 10 shots. The goal is to try and hit the targets 10 times. Actually, I could probably use something with my room control here. I need to set up... I'm going to have more minigame-like things going on in the future, so I should probably have something dedicated to running minigames. Now, I already have an object here that controls all the stuff that happens in the room. And if I could just make a way for it to run minigames, that would be fantastic. That's not it. Okay, so what I need to do is I need to create a new variable here. I'm gonna call it minigame equals false. This is just basically going to track if this room has a minigame or not. And then the script for it, we're going to call this minigame 1. So now what we're going to do is we're going to add that to this here. Oh, missing a T. There we go. Oh, actually it's to be SRC minigame 1. Gotta make sure I name everything right. Okay, I need to actually create that script. Okay, oh, I should have one other thing here. Minigame start equals false, meaning it hasn't started yet. Bethesda Game Studio presents a game to courtesy game Postal Knights. But I don't want to go with Bethesda after what they've done with freaking Fallout 76. I mean, well, actually, I shouldn't say that I wouldn't work for Bethesda, but like, yeah, they have just shot themselves in the foot repeatedly with that. Who then? It's gonna be independent. It's like a whole bunch of other games out there. Like, freaking Toby Fox didn't partner with, like, EA to make Undertale. Scott Cawthon didn't partner with, Disney Interactive to make Five Nights at Freddy's, so... Game start equals false, yeah, so... I need to go back to my script here. So if the minigame starts... In this world, it's I totally messed that up. In this world, it's kill or be killed. Ha ha ha. Okay, I don't know what that laugh was supposed to be. That wasn't supposed to be anything. Hang on, I just got a notification on my phone, which I'm now obligated to check. And it was nothing important. Okay, I am back here then. Almost. There we go. I'm Flowey. Flowey the Flower. And I'm Larry the Cucumber, and we're here to answer your questions. The crossover that no one knew that they wanted. Flowey, or Undertale x VeggieTales. There is... I don't know if you follow any other smaller indie creators, but like... The creator of Baldi's Basics... is a VeggieTale memer that well, he has VeggieTale meme status that I could only dream of ever achieving. Like sometime last month he pulled out a freaking like Larry Boy animated series like meme. It's like something that I didn't even remember, and I don't forget stuff very easily. I can quote the freaking Song of the Cebu like word for word. Yes, I did start with the VeggieTales, Liam. I shall start it, and I shall end it whenever I please. So, we gotta test for a few things here. So with this mini game, I want to keep a couple things in check. Well, first of all, I just realized... I did not make this score tracking thing global, and I should probably move it. Hippo chewing and Mabu. Fancy boy and Sabu. Satsubu is rowing and crying. Achima. Wait, nah, I just messed it up. Satsubu is rowing and crying. That is the quality content which you're gonna get here on this stream. Me stuttering and quoting songs from my childhood. Yeah, so many good silly songs from back in those days. You can't say that everybody's got a water buffalo when everyone does not have a water buffalo. We're going to get nasty letters saying, where's my water buffalo? Why don't I have a water buffalo? And are you prepared to deal with that? I don't think so, so stop being so silly. With sad caboodles? Oh, well, yeah. Dark typos. I feel like you could apply the logic of like the end of the Water Buffalo song to like any song really. Like freaking singing like the Beatles song, you know, "We All Live in a Yellow Submarine." You could just go, "You can't say that everyone lives in a yellow submarine because we all do not live in a yellow submarine. We're going to get nasty messages saying, where's my yellow submarine? Why don't I live in a yellow submarine?" And are you prepared to deal with that? I think not. Okay, now, the next question I have, what was the name of the variable that tracks all the arrows? Because I forgot. And where did I put it? Item count, global dot. It was just global dot arrows? It is. And I did not optimize it for the current game save, so I probably should. I gotta remember to do that. Actually, I should just do that right now. I'm gonna take this. I got too many windows open. Look at this vast ocean of code. Does it confuse you? Does it fill you with awe? Okay then, now I gotta make sure. Because before I was having these, I need to make sure that all the variables, such as like how many arrows you got and how many coins you've got and stuff, that it changes depending on what your save file is. I'm not doing a save file in the traditional sense of how you're supposed to be doing it, but for the purposes of this demo, it's going to have to do until I can properly actually figure out how to do save file rights the way they're supposed to be done. And here goes the part where I'm talking and I totally forget where the thing is that I'm looking for. What am I... I'm going to... Where was it? This object here. And was it under save stats? No. I think it was just here. It should be the... Actually, yeah, let's speed this up. Arrow, where's arrow? Find me my first arrow. Here we go, global.arrow. At the start of the game, you shall have 0 arrows. Need to get rid of that. I can exit out of this now. This is a song for your bear trap Teddy. He looks uncomfy, think I'd be too. But if I sing for your bear trap Teddy, he will feel better in a day or two. I'm not going to attempt the yodel, but... What am I doing with this? Oh yeah, everything's set at 0, so... I'm gonna need this at some point, but otherwise I'm done with it. Yeah, I had to write a report on how I plan to deliver a unique viewer experience for streaming for my streaming class. I should have said, oh yeah, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sing freaking silly songs on request. Try and find a streamer who'll do that. I was about to say find a game dev streamer who would do that, but really, find anyone who'd do that. Maybe if the guy who made Baldi's Basics streamed, maybe he would do that. He only did one stream though, where he beat his own game, but it was a pretty good. Every now and then my cursor wanders off into the void of the right side and you wonder, what am I doing on my second monitor? Maybe, maybe not. There's no escape from cranky grapes, we are the grapes of wrath. Hey Pa, that kid's got cheese on his head! And I'm wondering if, like, the other people who are tuned in, like, have any clue what I'm talking about whatsoever. You either know exactly what I'm talking about, or you have no idea what I'm talking about. There's no middle ground where you can kind of understand what I'm saying. Nope, you either have no clue. I'm not a bean, I'm an asparagus. And this isn't cheese on my head, it's a hat. Okay, now this is where things are gonna get a little bit more complicated. We are the pirates who don't do anything. Okay, yes. Thank you, Dr. Picklebrains. Thank you for contributing towards the silly song singing. Very much appreciated. Now, what's the next thing? Well, actually, first thing I should double check is make sure that the arrow count works after I just changed it. Move this up here, give this a play. Oh no, Liam, we're not supposed to sing the bunny song. The most hilarious thing I remember from my childhood growing up is when my parents tried to describe to me like the difference between political parties, and they, rather than like telling me like, oh, there's like Republicans and Democrats or whatever, they're just like, oh, well, see, there's some people who will like make you sing the bunny song as the way to get it across. Fun things from my childhood. And Liam, you know my parents, so you can imagine them saying that. Yeah, it's loading up now. I said this in a previous stream, but I found out you could turn off backups for GameMaker and the games load way faster. And I'm so happy I found that. Oh, where is my hairbrush? Is this literally what the stream has just evolved into, me singing? I might as well, though. Oh, where is my hairbrush? Oh, where is my hairbrush? Wow. I can't sing as well as I used to. Oh, where's my hairbrush? A tragedy in 3 parts. Or actually 4 parts, I think. Yeah, it's 4 parts. It's fun to hear me sing. Well, I'm glad you enjoy. Junior Asparagus enters the scene, shocked and slightly embarrassed at the sight of Larry in a towel. Junior inquires, "Why do you..." I can't sing that part. The actor could barely sing that part. I think I saw a hairbrush back there. Okay, what else do we get? I'm trying to think of what's a song I remember fondly that hasn't been mentioned yet. Oh, this is a later one. This is from like I think like 2005 or something like that. But one of my personal later favorite silly songs was the monkey song, in which Larry sings about the differences between a monkey and an ape. They actually got like someone else to write that song for them, but something to the effect of how'd it go? Oh yeah, if it doesn't have a tail, it's not a monkey. Even if it has a monkey kind of shape. If it doesn't have a tail, it's not a monkey. If it doesn't have a tail, it's not a monkey. It's an ape. And by the end of the song, Larry's just like, okay, well this kangaroo has a tail, so it must be a monkey. And then Bob goes, "Oh, Larry, a kite has a tail, then it's a monkey. A comet has a tail, then it's a monkey. A bubble doesn't, then it's not a monkey. If it doesn't have a tail, it's not a monkey, it's an ape." Larry, I think we need to talk about this. I don't think the lady at the zoo meant that. I was thinking I was gonna say something else, but I totally spaced. I don't know. Oh yeah, that last thing there, I had to like freaking shift my vocal cords down an octave, and I don't like that, especially because I can't freaking sing the Smash Bros theme song. You know the World of Light theme, because I have to freaking like change pitch halfway through, and that bugs me on an emotional level. Now, why does this still say 10? That shouldn't say 10. What if I went to a different area first? Oh, there! Lance the Turtle. Lance the Turtle. Aloha, Lance. Lance the Turtle. Dance, dance, dance. If you really want a song that makes absolutely no sense out of context, that's another song. Another later silly song, but like freaking Lance the Turtle. If I want to go to like the later parts where Bob has to read his freaking tape back together script and he's just spouting nonsense. Oh, I did not hit the play button. I was supposed to do that. Now, let's see here. While that's loading, I'm thinking of what I'm gonna do next if this works right. It still says 10. I didn't want it to say 10. I must have forgotten something. Oh, not that. Where'd that go? Here we go, all the way up here. I should change this. This shouldn't be an object, this should be a script. But it's back when I didn't know how to use scripts when I made it, so... Did I get rid of the original arrow count? Where is that? Wait, did I completely misread my own GUI? Did the coin say 10, or did the arrow say 10? I don't remember anymore. Oh yeah. I don't think I can sing the I'm So Blue song. Wrong key. I think I just sing the end part. I'm so blue, I don't know what to do. I can't do the sad crying that song necessitates. The ugly cry. Glad you're able to get some sort of amusement out of my voice. I don't dislike my voice. It's just like I don't think it necessarily has any particular positive qualities that you'd want to hear. Like there's some people I listen to and I'm like, "Oh, I like your voice. It's like really calm," or it's like they've got like an interesting accent and it's fun to hear them speak. Or I don't know. Nothing negative. I'll take nothing negative. Just nothing particularly positive. Okay, so I did misread it. Arrows are 0, coins are 10. Okay. So that did work. I need to revise that little thing up there. That was one of my feedback things I got like months ago and I still haven't fixed. So move this back up here. And that's good. I just need to take some of the stuff from this and then get rid of it and move it over to a script like it should be. This will be cutscene 2. Now, let's see. What do I have here? Where did I actually copy and paste in? I have to double check to see what this is supposed to be here. So we got a bunch of Jita neutral faces, and then these two speech lines. This is how you make a cutscene here. I've got things for like every single frame of, I guess you could consider it like page of a book. You've got what's being said in each one. You got what the picture is for the character or whatever, and then you've got whether it's triggered by pressing enter or not, and whether or not it has a special speech bubble. I just got this new version of it in a couple days ago, because the old version I had to run cutscenes was bad. Wasn't very modular, which is what you need to have. Especially since I plan on creating a whole bunch of other cutscenes. Okay. So I'm gonna have to change these in a little bit. For now, I need to make a new cutscene area. Well, these... Actually, I'm gonna leave those here for now. I'm gonna make a new room for this cutscene. Or actually, maybe I don't have to. Better Better way to do this would be to not create a new room and just do this all here. Do I have it set where if I destroy the player, the game automatically ends? Because otherwise, if I don't, I can easily do this within this area. Let me check here. Ooh, I don't think I do, which means I have some room to operate. Where is it? Where did I check the health? Oh, wait, was that in this room, perhaps? Or in this thing here. Dragui. Pause. Go to room. Where did I put the health? Is that here? I need to consolidate these if this is. If HP is less than 1. Okay, so this is it. So if I destroy the player without dropping the health, everything should still be fine. So here's what we're gonna do. So right about here, I have a little trigger volume that's set to go off whenever the player walks into it. So what I think I'm gonna have it do is I'm gonna have it destroy the player, and then I'm gonna have it start a cutscene immediately after, just right in this room. And all I need to do, where are the items? Here we go, items. I don't have instance create anywhere here. That's doesn't seem right. Where the heck is the arrow? Where is it? Uh-oh. I've lost something in my code. Got lantern, bread, apple, lantern. Why do I have 2 apples? Where the heck is the code? I'm wanting to just copy what I had from something else instead of coming up with it from scratch. I may not have a choice if I can't find it, because then it won't be worth my time anymore. Actually, okay, I know another place I can get what I need. Here we go. Take it from this. So, go back to my scripts here. Gonna need a new trigger here. Okay, then to double check. Permission code, take all this. Then let me just double check this to make sure. Where did I call that? I should have just called it. Okay, it's just player. So we're gonna see it here. Once it collides with the player, it's gonna create a new cutscene item with all the cutscene stuff we need. Instance. Destroy. The player. We don't want item stack, we want cutscene runner. Or just cutscene, there we go. We're gonna want it right here. 2176. $1920. That was a year where I think the Great Depression was going on. I think. Or was it still in the middle of World War I? I forget. No, the 20s were the Roaring 20s when everything was fine. That was before the Depression. In the United States. Now I'm gonna need an action script for dialogue 2 as well, or for cutscene 2. There we go. Now let's see what happens when we run that. Because you'll never know until you run it. Oh, it stopped moving. I don't like that. Ooh, the stream doesn't like it either, I don't think. I'm just looking back through the chat, and I'm starting to think. I don't remember if I actually said Dr. Pickle Brains earlier, or if I said Dr. Brain Pickles. If I got those two words mixed up, I apologize. My attention is very clearly divided. Okay. Now let's see what happens when I run to the wall. I walk into the... Oh. Looks like nothing happened. Hang on a sec. Where'd it go? It does not appear to be here. Which I do not like. Wait, do I even have this set to go visible when it's in debug? I'm not sure if I do. Let's see here. I do not. Okay, well hang on a sec, let's fix that. this here? No. I don't have it on the cutscene either. That's probably something I should change. Here we go, debug draw. I should just change that, or take this. Maybe I should get rid of this line here. This is the part where I just tap along to the music now while I'm waiting, because I am totally devoid of any other thoughts at the moment. I like listening to music because it can keep me focused sometimes, instead of my brain freaking scattering in a million directions that it normally goes in. Okay, let's give this a shot. Let's see. We see all this collision stuff. Where is... Okay. Oh, I never actually ran into the trigger volume, I don't think. Or... Nope, this should have done something by now. This very should have done something by now. Hang on, let's switch things up a bit. Let's try something else. Let's take this away from this. Let's put it on the player. Nope, wrong one. Actually, this run here, player sprite needs to go into old stuff, because I do not use it anymore, and it's just going to confuse me. Let's put it at the bottom here. Trigger, volume, collision. If... was it position meeting? XY OBJ underscore. Are you gonna finish the full thing for me, Game Maker? Okay, I guess not. I'm gonna have to consult the help manual quickly because I forgot how to do something. What is it? Don't give me that. I know it's an actual thing just because I didn't spell it out right. Position, where is it? Position, I'm looking for a position meeting. So now there's too many of these. Here we go, position meeting. Place meeting. I think this is what I'm looking for. Alright, what's the difference? What's the difference between position and place? I'm confused now. Welcome to Curtis Forgot How to Do Stuff 101. Is the story all done? Or do I have changes in mind? I mean, this depends on what you mean by is the story done. The overall story beats have been done for like the past 2 years or so. But I mean, like, things are always like slightly changing, like dialogue and some like character interactions and stuff. The overall story is already set in place with all the different beats, and the overarching plan and grand design of things is already done and thought of and planned out strategically. But it's the details that still have to be worked out. Like the ending of the demo, I've had in mind since the very beginning, but the context of what it is has changed several times. It's always been like a final like dungeon-esque area. Oh, hello, Liam. Got the notification from Facebook now. Nah, this document isn't helping me, so I'm gonna check the internet instead. Game Maker, Studio, get object position. Oh, is it instance position? Ah, that's what I was getting wrong. I was using the totally wrong command. Okay then, so trigger equals instance position, the trigger volume. What was this? Trigger dot player equals trigger. Okay, so the reason I needed this is because I wanted to detect when there was a trigger, and when there was, I wanted to set the position of that particular trigger to this, to player being true, like that it's collided. But I wanted to make sure it did the trigger that I was colliding with and nothing else. So this should work. Yeah, so like other stuff in terms of the story that's already been done. Pretty much all the main characters are done at this point. They've already got like their story arcs and stuff planned out. Their characterization, like I don't have all the specific dialogue already written out, but I know like how the characters would act in every particular situation. Like Jita's gonna be the one who's all hopeful and supportive. Trixie's gonna be blowing things up with sass 24/7. Reggie's gonna be somewhere in the office, hiding, trying to avoid all social interaction of any kind. Oh. Dang it. What is going on? Why is this not working? Well, hang on. Let's do something a little bit more specific. Unless maybe, did I mess something up with the... Oh, actually, I know what I did. Did I do this? Yep, Yep, I messed up. I did not set the script for this trigger volume to be what I needed it to be. And that's why nothing has been happening. Yeah, so what I'm looking for is this trigger script here. You need to set this trigger script to trigger, what is it? Beach. There we go. Now things should work. Now I won't be doing silly stuff anymore. Got no time for that. I mean, I do have time, it's just I don't want to have the time. I just want to have this done so I can say, hey, I finished the demo. Please go check it out. I'm so close, so I'm like, I don't want to take a break, but at the same time, I'm like, I kind of want to take a break. But not, because it's so close to being done. Okay, so... Oh. Need to get rid of that also. Trigger volume right there, so when I walk in... Boom! Hey, there it is. Oh, hang on. Get rid of the debug. Hey, there we go. Okay then, so this is a go. The start of this cutscene. So, next thing I need to do, I need to make a quick path. We're gonna call this path CS2 player. Select room background. We're gonna note this to be the riverbank. Move this down here. Okay, we're gonna start it off here. Move it there. It is not close. It just ends right here. Actually, we'll move it to the right there. Okay, so then with, where was that? Looking for scripts. Nope, that's shaders. Path scripts, here we go. Cutscene to action. So for this first one here, speech equals 3. Instead we want it if speech equals 0, I believe. Character equals Ava. Nope, that's not it. Player, I believe. Yeah, player should work. Player is what it actually is. I don't think this is gonna matter. Path equals true, can't talk equals false. Path equals CS2 player. There we go. Let's make sure that works. So this will place the player back in the world so they can be present for the cutscene. Because right now we just got rid of them. And we replaced the controllable version of them with this NPC that looks just like them, so you'll have no idea that anything changed at all. Just gotta move it on down. Oh. This is what I thought was going to happen, because those things don't trigger unless you press enter. So actually, here's what I need to do. I need to take out this here. I need to go back to the trigger volume and just have it create with the cutscene instead. Trigger beach. That should do it. Just bring this all the way down now. There we go. Wait, do I still have... I used a sound effect earlier to test something, and I think that sound effect is still playing whenever the thing happens. If that's the case, I don't want it doing that. It is. Okay, let's just get rid of that. Or just, let's just comment it out. We don't have to completely get rid of it. So now the player shows up for the cutscene. So the dialogue isn't the important part. What is important is that once this cutscene is done, that it triggers the minigame. So the next thing we need to do let's do speech equals 4. Like we get 4 into the dialogue. We'll change that later, but and then go back to the minigame. Minigame start equals true, so it starts it off. Okay, so now we're gonna need this bit here. Or once it does it, then it sets the arrows to 10. And the next thing is that later on, Jita's gonna say what your score is. So let's have it right here. Wow. Your score is... I don't know why I'm correcting this, because it's not gonna matter. So yes, your score is global.game score. Okay. If I could go back to when I started developing this game, what would I do differently? I mean, everything I've been doing with this so far has been a learning process. I guess the main thing, if I truly wanted to speed things up by about 1.5 years, I would tell myself stop being like Breath of the Wild, and then past me would just be confused because Breath of the Wild hadn't even released at that point, and then I would be even more confused after playing Breath of the Wild and being like, why should I not do what Breath of the Wild did? Because it's pretty awesome. But it's mostly just like, I tried doing open world too much early on, when I shouldn't have been, so I mean, if I had figured that out sooner, I could have got this thing going faster, but I still learned a bunch of stuff, so... I would still do things the way that I did them. I would have moved things up significantly. Might have changed some of the people that I've met along the way, so... I don't think I'd do that. Because really, a majority of the stuff that's in the demo has been developed in the past couple months, because a lot of things before that aren't actually going to make it into the final game. There's, like, whole mechanics that aren't going to be in there, like... inventory management, item collection. I'm not talking about like useful items like bow and bombs. I'm talking more like crafting elements, sort of. Not the actual like crafting would be in it, but like you know, all the materials you get. You know, like, oh, you got like a bunch of monster parts or pieces of wood and stuff like that. It was unnecessary for the game that I wanted to do, so I figured, hey, I should just be easier on myself and take it out. It was way too distracting. And the worst part was it took the focus off of delivering the mail, which is kind of what the game's about, so... That was a mistake I made, but I've since corrected it. I think this is all I'm gonna need. So, let's do a quick test run. I'm thinking the first couple months of the game, before I played Breath of the Wild, most of that stuff still remained in, because that was a lot of basic movement stuff. A lot of the original sprites for like characters and the player and all of that. But other than that, there was a lot of stuff that I ended up not using. Coincidentally, today is the 2-year anniversary of Breath of the Wild, so yeah, that's fun. Breath of the Wild, I wouldn't say it's my favorite video game, or even my favorite Zelda game, but I had a lot of fun playing with it, and like the experience of like the months up to release, the hype that was around it, and then like the discussion that's been afterwards. Like, everyone's like, oh yeah, did you find this thing? Oh yeah, did you know about this thing? No, I didn't know about that thing. And also just, like, critiquing the game, where everyone's like, oh yeah, this game is so good, but it abandoned so many things that make Zelda games, so is this really a Zelda game? So, it's a lot of fun discussion stuff that it spawned, so... If I had to go by my favorite game, like, just the game in a vacuum, it would probably be Batman Arkham City, but, like, in terms of the best game experience... with everything included, Breath of the Wild, definitely. Oh. Here we go. Error. Oh, it does not like that. Why is it not like this? Execution error. Did I not name that right? I thought it was game score. Does that thing maybe not exist yet? I thought I put it in. Control. What was that? Oh, I didn't? I thought I did. That must be what it doesn't like then. Oh, did I name this right also? Where'd the target go? Oh yeah, I don't think I replaced it after I got rid of it from this one. Global.game score. Yeah, so that's it. At the beginning, global.game score equals 0. Yeah, when I started doing Postal Knights, like, I was very different in terms of game development, because I've learned so much since then, so... it'd be radically different. Yeah, I wonder how things would be if I ended up like knocking the timetable for Postal Knights up by like a year or so. How things would have changed. Where I'd be at right now. Whether I'd be done with it by now probably. And then moving on to some other project perhaps, or maybe making the sequel, I don't know. The hypothetical sequel. If it like warranted one. Okay, let's give this another go. Down and around. Through the town. Oh! Nope, it still doesn't like it. Why doesn't it like this? It doesn't like where I ask it to put in the game score. Why does it not like that? Oh wait, do I gotta freaking convert this to a text? Is it because it's a number and it only wants a text? Let me double check. Strings. I think so. Yep, okay, I gotta turn this into a string. That's what I'm missing. That's what it isn't like. Okay. You gotta watch yourself and make sure you don't put in the wrong variable type, because then it's gonna scream. And it's gonna whine and cry to you that it doesn't like it. I don't like the numbers in this form. I gotta have the numbers where they're not actually numbers. I don't want it. I want them as words. I want these numbers as words, because if they're still numbers, then that means they could change at any minute. That's the programming rundown, I guess, behind that. I just noticed these two things here are not shaded. I'll have to go back and fix that. There we go. Yes, I'm here. Wow, your score is 0. Wow. I don't know. I didn't expect to feel so depressed by seeing that. It just comes off as super sarcastic. Just like, wow, your score is 0. You did a great job. Actually, I need to see that now. Your score is... Let's just have a bit of fun. Okay, yeah, so let's change that too. I could do better with my eyes closed. Actually, yeah. Let's just watch this unfold. Oh, I just realized I didn't do anything for Screenshot Saturday yesterday because I took a break. Oh well. This is next Saturday. If what I said was audible at all. Because I was yawning through it. I need to fix the collision over there. Yes, I'm here. Wow, your score is 0. Gee, Trixie. Terrible at this. You did bad and you should feel bad. Thanks for the support. Okay. Do I plan on doing animations again in the future? I don't think so. Because the whole point of me doing animations was to do storytelling stuff, and I find that doing game development as a way to do animations is far more rewarding. It's just as difficult, but I actually have fun doing game design as opposed to animation. Like, animation had, like... There's... As weird as it sounds, there's, like, no creativity in doing animation. Like, there is a certain way you have to do things to an extent. Like... And it's just, when you're doing animation, like, pretty much every single frame of what you see has to be planned out and, like, done ahead of time, essentially. And with games, you know, since the player gets to do stuff, you don't have to micromanage every single detail. And I'm starting to think, Dr. Picklebrains, that you're one of the long-time people. I believe I remember you, and you were under a different name earlier. You've just changed it since then. I think you're one of the more long-time people that have been here. Now, the thing is, I think I mentioned before, a lot of the stuff I had planned out for the animations stuff, for like the Minecraft animations back in the day, got adapted into the story of Postal Knights in one way or another. And definitely, they essentially exist in the same world, you could say. And I plan on adapting the actual, like the Minecraft Legends series, I plan on adapting that into its own game some point in the future, if I can. So the animation itself is done. I'm not going back to that, but the content that was going to be in said animation is definitely going to still be coming. Your nickname back then was Sinaus. Yeah, I thought it was something like that. I didn't feel like guessing though, and horribly mispronouncing or butchering it to some degree. Now I was supposed to look for something else while I was running it the last time, but I didn't. I need to double check back up here. Trigger, which one I'm looking for? No, here, cutscene 2 action. If speech equals 4. Okay, so when that should start the minigame. It should end the cutscene, I definitely feel like. Or maybe not. It just unpauses it. Let's see what happens when I turn that off. Okay, so I'm gonna run this again, and what I gotta make sure I check for is that the arrow count should change whenever I get to a certain point of the dialogue. I don't know. Back to what you were saying earlier about like the animations and like also like what I've told myself earlier. One thing I do like is that so far like nothing has been wasted, I guess you could say, creatively, because since I didn't spend too much time doing the actual animations and I spent a lot of time playing it out and like writing it and stuff like that, all of that writing stuff still has purpose and it still has its use. So why didn't the arrow count change? You're supposed to change the arrow count. That shouldn't be 0, that should be 10. What to do? What to do? Well, actually, here's something I could do, is take care of these edges that I missed before I forget. Now, which layer was this on? Not this one. Yeah, here we go, this one. Oh. That's not good. The top isn't the same. It's not exactly. That seems weird. I feel like I would have noticed that before now. Is that like that everywhere? No, that's fine. Why is that one different? I am confused. These don't line up quite right. Is only this one like that? I can't tell with this. I don't think there's any edge stuff here either. Okay. So now I gotta plot my next move of what I'm gonna do. Well, first thing is I need a new version of the player where it can't move. All it can do is fire arrows. So it can fire them at these little moving targets that are going to be floating in the air. But from what I can tell, it looks like I took out the ability a while back for the player to use items. I need to put that back in. It should still exist here. I don't know where I put it. Despite the fact that I have all these things commented here as to what they are. Dash, effect hunter, camera position, attack input logic. Was it maybe here? Weapon sprite. Do I have a sprite logic thing some here? Maybe it would be in that. Change weapon. Or check weapon, okay. I'm starting to forget what all this is. Looks like I completely took it out. Huh. So that means I'll have to create something new for it. Now I'm starting to go into more thinking mode and less in trying to say stuff mode. Okay, so I'm checking with how I create arrows. So the arrow has to face itself a certain direction, and the way I get that direction is from player with the variable face. Here we go. So back to scripts. Oh. Or was it this one? It's into action. No, it was in the trigger volume. I do a lot of copying code from places I already had before, because I don't always remember the exact syntax that everything has to be in. Let's take this. I want to create obj underscore arrow, and then way equals other dot face, which basically takes the direction it's facing from the player. Image equals 2. Okay. I need to do, hang on a sec. Where was the Q? Where was the button that creates the Q? Is it here? Okay, so I'll take this line here. Okay, so now it should be if either the keyboard key or the controller key is pressed, it should do the thing I want it to do. Let me double check. What were the keyboard keys? Controls here. What do I got here? I got button, item 1. Okay. I'm trying to remember. I was gonna be swapping around the keyboard things. A needs to be accept, S is dash, so I'm looking for D. So item 1. If I just comment this out, does anything explode? Is something gonna crash if I get rid of this? Let's see what happens. Am I planning to test any other game engines? In terms of like, well, I've had experience with other game engines. I've been doing some stuff with Unity and some Unreal as well. I just that I've spent so long with Game Maker that it's what I feel most comfortable with. And it's what I know most proficiently. So it's what it's what I can basically work best in. Oh, there's a frame rate droppage going on. Hang on, I need to double check. What was I checking? Okay, yeah, I was just gonna check to see if something exploded. Yeah, can I get past all this? Oh. Now I'm stuck. Oh, maybe not. There we go. Hang on. Let's check this out here. Okay. Now I got my arrows. Kind of. I've also been doing some experimenting with like some platforming stuff recently. Making a new like platforming engine in Game Maker. I'll do something with that eventually. Yeah, I'm doing something on my other screen. Okay. So I got my arrow shooting back. I wanted to go back to changing the sprite though as well. I believe this is it here. Okay, yeah. So I want this here. Action equals... What did I call it? I forgot what I called it. It does matter what you call things in programming, just as long as once you've decided what's it called, you copy that exactly, and you never deviate by even a capitalization. That would be in player, we got walk. Okay, so we got bow. Okay, so it's just bow. Okay, now let's run this and see what happens. Because I'm starting to think it's going to show the bow shooting sprite for like a split second, and then it's going to change. What do we got going on here? Oh, I don't like it when it does this. Makes me nervous. It makes me think it's gonna crash or something. But at least it auto-saves in between tests, so... Okay. Ooh, it actually sticks around. Okay. So it stays here until I move. That's interesting. Oh! Ah, okay, I forgot. I gotta change this as well. I don't have the arrows set on the same system. And I should. Where'd it go? Which object am I? Okay, no, I'm not looking. I'm looking in sprites. I need to find an object. Object. Hits. Or, should be a pickup, actually. Pickup. Arrow. Here we go. In collision. It's not just global.arrow, it's global.arrow current save. And that should fix it. Okay. Can I pick that back up? I must have spelled something wrong. Was it not current save? It must have not been. Otherwise it would have accepted that. Where is that? There are so many things I gotta check. Scattering my brain everywhere. Is this here? Oh, it's global. I didn't make it global. That was my mistake. Classic mistake. Global.current save. There we go. That should fix it. Okay. There we go. So, hypothetically, if... Where was the trigger volume? Okay, it's right there. So hypothetically, if I can shoot one of these things... I can't. But if I could have shot one of these things before triggering this, I could have raised the game score before that happened. But it doesn't look like that's gonna happen. Okay. So that sort of worked out. So I need to finish this, or not this, but the code for shooting back, or shooting the arrows again. I still don't know why I flat out deleted my code from earlier. Action equals bow. So I need some sort of recharge going on, where basically after you shoot the bow you can't do anything for like another like second or so. what to do though. Do I have something already set up? I think, because like, I already have a similar thing set up with the sword whenever you attack with it. Now what the heck is all of this? I don't think that should be there. Whatever that was. Attack input logic. Yes, I do. I already have an alarm. So what's this alarm have here? Attacking equals 0, frame equals 0, recharge equals 0. Yeah, okay, so I think if I use that, that should fix things. Without me having to do too much else. Action equals bow. Alarm 0 equals 7. Let's see how that goes. Do your loading thing a little bit faster. I'm thankful you're faster than you were before, since they're no longer trying to back things up, but could always use some more speed. I should double check, because I'm not sure if Game Maker 2 is more faster now with than Game Maker 1, since I turned off the backups. I think that one may not back up by default like this one did. I can't believe how much time I've wasted. Okay, actually, going back to your question from earlier, question I would, hands down, something I would definitely tell myself from the past, is I would have told myself, hey, turn off automatic backups every single time you run. It'll save so much time in your life. That is definitely something I would do. Oh, I clicked off. Let's see how this works. Okay, so that kind of works. I want this delay to be longer though, but basically works. Also, it currently has no limit to how many arrows I can shoot. Ah, I'm going crazy now. Shoot all the arrows all over the place. Oh, I need to change what this is. This shouldn't be a regular barrier. This should be a type of barrier where things can be shot over it. Gonna shoot... Oh, yeah. Going crazy. Yes, I came and I shot arrows everywhere. Let's change that. Alarm 0 equals 7. Okay. Change that to 30. Now I'll make it a full second. And also, where's that? Back to here. I want to change the number of arrows you have. And global dot arrows current save minus equals 1. Now, I hypothetically also shouldn't be able to do anything else while it's waiting to recharge the bow. Like, I shouldn't be able to swing out my sword in the middle of firing the bow. Supposedly. I was putting together this playlist of just one of my favorite Zelda music before this. I don't know. It's really interesting when I was going through like all the game soundtracks I have saved to my computer, and like which ones I decide to like throw into this playlist. Like, yeah, I'd like to listen to this while I do game stuff. There was a surprisingly way more from Twilight Princess than I remembered. Although now that I think about it, there's been barely any from Twilight Princess that I've played so far. It's getting later. We're almost going on 2 hours now for the stream, and it's 11:30. Getting closer to midnight. Okay, let's give this a shot. Okay, well, I can still move. I don't want to be able to do that. Okay, I don't know what happened there with the sword, but... Okay, well that's interesting. You can... Okay, so now all I have to do is just make sure that it doesn't pull out the bow when the player's attacking with the sword. And that should fix that little bug we just had. Attacking equals 0. Yeah, there we go. I'm supposed to check also the arrows were going down. It seems to be a thing I do where from the time of pressing the play button to when I actually start running this thing, I forget what I was supposed to be testing. Or I was going to do multiple things I was going to look for, and then I end up forgetting some of them. Okay. Yep, it is changing the arrow count, so... Okay. I'm pressing the shoot key right after the sword slash, and it appears to be doing everything just right. Here we go. Hang on a sec. Okay, so if I spam the arrow key, I can, or not the arrow key, but the shooting key, I can shoot arrows super fast. Oh, ow, that was loud. You know, I want to have a little fun with this before I change it with the arrow. Let's go to a place where I know there's going to be a bunch of enemies. I'll have a little fun with this rapid fire. How easy do things become if I can just shoot things really fast? Oh. Okay, I have to change that. There's some really tough enemies around here, yeah, so just... Yeah, that was easy. How easy is it when... Yeah, no, if I allowed arrows to be shot this fast, this would be a breeze. Just scatter them out everywhere. Oh yeah, and there's no sound effect for shooting at them. Oh, I didn't... Yeah, here we go. There we go. I need to get rid of these things so that they don't go down every single time you kill an enemy. 68 arrow shots to do all that, wow. Okay, so next thing I want a sound to play. So audio, play, sound. Was it just SND bow? Was that what it was? Was it shoot, maybe? I need to double check my sounds. What was it? Power attack. What was it called? What was its name? S&D Arrow, I think. Was this it? It was, okay. So, add another if statement, or if attacking is 0 and action does not equal bow, I'll both add the sound effects and keep us from spamming arrows, which is, as fun as that is, it's gonna make things a little too easy. I don't want this to be a hard game, but I don't want it to be easy breezy. And a 1, and a 2, and a 1, 2, 3, go. Okay, so we got the sound. Okay. Alright then. Yeah. Something's messing with my ear. My earbuds or something like that. Okay then, so we got our recharge. Uh-oh, wait, I just realized there might be an exploit to this now. I said if the action was equal to bow, that it would be just fine, but I'm thinking now, if you walk immediately after, you'll change the action to walk, and then it will allow you to fire again. And I don't want it to be able to do that. Yep, exactly what I thought. So actually what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna instead add it to the walking code so that you can't walk if dash is less than 0, if attacking equals 0, and yeah, that should do it. So then you shouldn't be able to walk if you're still firing the bow. Let's see if this did the trick. Oh wow. I mean, it works, but now it feels super clunky. Okay. Just that full stop just doesn't feel right. I'm almost going to make the time shorter. So instead, let's change the timer on this. Let's knock it down to 15. See if that feels a little better. Yeah, sometimes you just gotta test things and you gotta see how they feel and you gotta see how other people think they feel. I mentioned I tried out the game engines. One thing I do like is that Unity, you don't have to wait. Well, both Unity and Unreal, you don't have to wait for things to export. But the thing is that sometimes people will have things where, like, well, it worked when I was doing it in Unity, and now that I exported it, it doesn't work. Whereas GameMaker exports it every single time you try, so if it works in GameMaker, it's going to work in the actual thing. Huh. It's better, but not by much. Actually, well, it's a fairly decent amount better. What is this? Still looks weird with how I did the shading. I do not like it. Okay. I might change some stuff later, but for now, that's good. Oh, I forgot one other thing. I wanted to check to make sure you have arrows before you can fire them. So if global.arrows is greater than 1. Double check, or not double check, but I need to just quickly make the arrows you start with equal to 10. I should be good to test this. I think I'll wrap things up after I get this working. It was about at the 2 hours. I can think easier if I'm not also streaming while working on stuff. What was that sound? Okay, so I got 10 arrows, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, I don't want it to do that. I don't want it to stop at 1. I want it to stop at 0. So that shouldn't be... It should be if it's greater than 0, not 1. My mistake. I'm doing a big stretch in the chair. Trying to improve my posture as much as I can. It's not going particularly well. Oh. Okay. And we're at 0 arrows and we can no longer fire, but if we pick them all back up, we can fire again. Okay, unload them all quickly onto the ground. Pick one up, fire one. Okay, I need to set that quickly so if the sound's already playing, it doesn't play so many of them. Where was that? Pick up arrow, that's a quick thing I can do. Oh, I need to change the sound because that's a sound that I don't own. Actually, I'll just get rid of it now for now and add the sound back in later once I have something to replace it. That's another thing I'm gonna have to do then, is finishing up the sound effects. Okay. Okay. Do I plan to make some sort of bow draw mechanic? Yes, I do. But that's going to be a lower priority, and I'm thinking that may not make it into the upcoming demo. I think that might be in the second demo. Because it's not too terribly important. It's something I would like to have in. Because, I mean, I have the sprite for the bow draw. Like... Oh, that's not a good one, but... Yeah, like here, I have the sprite all ready to go. It's just going to be like, it's going to be a lot more programming-wise. And right now, I just need the arrows to be able to fire. Because with the bow draw mechanic, I'm going to have like, well, if you hold it down for so many seconds, then it does extra damage. That's not going to be necessary right now. Although, in preparation for that, there shouldn't be if keyboard check released. It should be pressed. Or I mean, it shouldn't be pressed, it should be released. Because I want it to fire upon if it's being released, not if it's pressed. Like, you're gonna press it, it's gonna start at the charge for the bow, and then when you release it, it'll check to see if you held it for long enough. Okay. I'm gonna quickly check these. Actually, I'm gonna do something. Do I have the player spawning somewhere? Well, hang on a sec. I'm gonna move the trigger volume. Oh, wrong thing. I'm gonna move the trigger volume up 1. I'm gonna run it. I'm gonna hit the targets with arrows a couple times before I talk or start the cutscene, so I can make sure that it updated the score from hitting the things. From hitting the floating targets. Which Lexina is very helpfully using her magical abilities to make them float in the air and making a fun little mini game. Hit the targets as much as you can. Oh wait, I don't think I'm actually going to be able to hit them because this wall right here is going to be totally solid. I don't know if they're going to come down low enough. At least, maybe they do. I think they do actually. I just don't remember if I set them down that low. I hope I did. Because otherwise, this test is going to be all for nothing. I think they start there and go lower, so I think it'll be good. I don't know for sure, though. Well, let's give this a try. Oh, I just remembered. I should probably change something else before I end this off before I forget. Oh. What is that sound? Why is it making that sound? It's only getting louder. Yeah, let's start the cutscene. Wow, your score is 5. You're terrible at this. Well, come on, it's better than 0, Trixie. I'm already confusing my characters' names. Okay, so what I need to change before I forget about it was the controls. So I need to change things around. The sprint button is now this button here, actually. Interact is now A instead of Enter. I need to get into that, because that was the suggested change that I had. Because people weren't liking the Enter key being the Interact key. And then the other final thing is I gotta make sure that the controller key for firing arrows is the correct one. Yeah, so instead of gamepad button 2, it should be button 4. And then while it's doing that, I'm gonna pull out my controller here and plug in to make sure that works. And if that does, then I think we're gonna call it a night. Okay, I got my controller hooked up here, so everything should be good. I test this out primarily with keyboard, but whenever I have the option to play otherwise, I think I'm definitely going to use my controller. It just feels better. Keyboard, I feel like it's more just giving you there so that you have the option in case you don't have a controller. But if you have a controller, I feel like you should use it. Because I'm not planning on using the mouse at all for Postal Knights at all in the controls. Okay, one sec. Okay, that's the controller firing. That seems to be doing just fine. Okay, I got the new dash attack in. Let's head back out here. Move the cursor out of the way. And then now I should be able to talk with a... If I find someone I can talk to. Actually, there's someone down here, I forgot. Down here and to the left. Oh, I gotta change it somewhere else too. Where do I have the queue being created? Was that here? No? Where do I have it? Unless that's something within the NPCs. How do the NPCs get activated again? Yeah, collision with object Q. Oh, because I have it as this. I gotta change that. Okay, this has to go. This one's hard locked as enter. That is not good. Oh wait, here's where the items are. I forgot, yeah. They're within these. Oh, and then there's the item script. I totally forgot. I should have kept on looking, but oh well. So global.pos equals false. Got all that there. Wait, did I have any way of creating the queue with the controller before this? I feel like I would have tested this beforehand. It was called button interact, right? I had that right. Room, no, not room control, new game. Controls, it was... I need to have some sort of quick reference sheet with all this. It was, yeah, global.button, oh, I gotta make sure it's global.button interact. I think that's it, just want to make sure. Yeah, I got it there. Okay, well I don't need this here. Oh, did I get rid of one thing too many? Oh no. Okay. So that should do it. Interact. That should close it up. And that should be for this. Okay. Okay, one final check. This will be it. That should take care of everything. Come on. You can do this. I know you can. Okay. Dash. Actually, I gotta make sure I head to the... Wait, does the dash work with the controllers? Okay, it does. I don't think I've gotten that yet. Okay, so quick test. Head all the way down here. That dude does his thing. So if I come down here, it shouldn't take enter. It should be A. Okay, well actually I gotta change it for the dialogue as well. But I'll get to that eventually. Yes, and the controller works as well. Okay. I'll just quickly make the change in the NPC and that'll be it. I won't bother testing it because it should already be done. Oh, I may have to go back and change every single one though. Crap. Cutscene, we got dialogue. What's the default? Speech. Default. Yeah, okay, it shouldn't be VKNR, it should be VK or global.button interact. There we go. So change that for speech default. Change this for action. I know I said I wasn't going to test it, but now I want to make sure it's going right. So yeah. Well, I'll test it with something else is what I'll do. I'll test it on the cutscene. I'll just move this up here and run that. It's been a good stream, got some interesting stuff that happens, and what I like is that interesting stuff means stuff that I can edit later into stream compilations, like the silly song singing from earlier, that can go with it. Oh yeah, I'm using the controller, everything's going fine. Okay then. Yeah, you hear this? Oh, hang on a sec. You hear this button clicking? I don't know if you can, but that's from the controller, so everything's working right. Boom, boom, boom. Get all through this. Still have to make some changes to that. Oh, this walks around just fine. Oh, and even that works. Okay. That's good. Even that worked with the controller. I wasn't expecting that, actually. But that's nice. Oh, well that's interesting. Every single time I press interact, it's stopping the player. Okay, got all the buttons working right. Okay, well, thanks for tuning in and watching. Oh, hang on a sec. I gotta fix that. Thanks for tuning in and watching tonight. Wish you all the best evening. Well, actually, it's tomorrow morning now. But thank you all for listening and watching. See you all next time. Oh, hang on a sec. If I can actually find the button to turn this thing off. There we go. Goodbye.